y'all, welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors. Today we are on Kemper Lake. This is one of my favorite lakes, but it is a hard lake. Now I am fairly decent at bass fishing this lake. I have never caught but one crappie here, and we caught it bass fishing. I am very aware that there are some good crappie here, some large, but this is a clear lake. And everybody around here struggles to catch crappie on it for the most part until they figure them out or somebody shows them a secret. So I have done some looking on GPSs. I know where there's some structure. I'm looking in deeper. I'm in 10-foot water right now. I'm fishing 10 to 12 foot of water, and I'm just looking for crappie. Probably not going to have a lot of luck. We've had a rough go already. I backed the boat in, no plug in it. Pulled it back out, had to hunt the plug. I couldn't even find it. Finally, I found where it up under the thing, and I didn't even remember I ever pulled it out. I thought I had checked everything. Charged all the batteries up, got it in the water, and it wouldn't crank. I mean, it's been one thing right after another. But we are on the water fishing and have been fishing about an hour and ain't caught nothing. But we can drink coffee and enjoy. I mean, it's a bad day of fishing. It's better than a good day of work. Ain't that what everybody always says when you ain't catching nothing? We're going to fool around and find some fish at some point. Now, I'm sure we're not going to just tear them up. And they may not even be biting good today. It's cool. The water is 50 degrees. It says 50.9, and I don't know how accurate this Lowrance is. It's a small unit on the front, and I hadn't looked at the back one. Again, I got a Humminbird back there. I like it. It's a Helix 5. I like it a lot better, and that is a reason I'm in this boat, because I can idle around and find structure and whatnot. So what I am doing right now is I'm working toward this point right up here, where that bank right there points out. I'm going to fish around it. If I don't have any luck around the edges of it, get on anything, I'm going to probably go back over towards the levee and fish along the rocks. I don't know. I'm just going to... I figured the fish are deep. It's cold. I mean, there's no guarantee that they're deep. You know, this lake is odd. It's not like some of the other lakes, you know, so. Sun is out. It is a beautiful morning, so. May not be no whole lot of footage, and we may not catch a fish, but we're going to make a video regardless. Because that is one of the things. I am a swamp fisherman. And the swamp fluctuates a whole bunch. It's up and down. And I have caught some good bass on this lake. And I like this lake. You can get out of the wind in places. And the wind's not too bad today. So I've got to learn crappie on some of these lakes. We have several good lakes in the area. Now, the one thing here, they did go up from like $6 to $12 to launch a boat here. So that is a bummer. But, you know, what can you do about it? You pay it, or you stay at the house. So, I'm going to turn the camera off. We're going to fish. If anything changes, we'll pick y'all back up. Hey, y'all, we got a hold of something here. Oh, y'all, we got a bass. Oh, he come off. Well, I caught a bass. Didn't get him in the boat. I didn't have my net over here where I could get a hold to it. Doggone. Well, at least we caught something. And I done got this over here. Then let it get on the ground, man. Let's see. That's tilted up a little higher. Hold it up. I'm just casting out in here. That was about a pound bass, pound and a half. He wasn't no giant, but at least we caught something there. Come on. I figure we better get this dip net we bought out and ready. Be hard to get it together while you got a fish in your hands. We're gonna get it out by faith, you know. Y'all know what I mean? Well, I thought I was recording y'all, but I'm having difficulties. But I did catch a bass out here in deep water. I thought I was recording, reeling him in. No, sir. No, sir. Nothing's going to work right today. So, we caught him on a jig down there pretty deep now. He was laying right on the bottom. Little old bass. We're going to put him back. Oh, Lord. And y'all, we are fishing deep out here. We are fishing deep out here. There's got to be crappie out here. I'm in 14 foot of water. Well, right now I'm at 10. The wind is picking up. So, kind of casting to get my. I got one of them wind knots trying to show up right here. I need to go ahead and, yeah, I got it out right there. See if I can get back over here where I was. I quit fumbling with this camera, and well, y'all, I have fished several different places on this lake. And a little while ago, I had one crappie hit on the edge of this levee over here, and I went on and fished up a finger up there, and I ain't got a bite since. So I come back and I'm gonna go down this rock wall, and I know the boat's turning, but this is the levee, and that's I guess a spillway thing right there in the middle, whatever you call it. I know what it is, I don't know what you call it. It's where the water runs out, comes out the back, in other words. But we ain't had no luck, y'all. Nothing to film. I mean, they ain't had no bites. So I've got my Placino rod holder here, and I've had this rod sitting in at my jig pole, and I got a jig on it, just fishing it, and I'm casting. And so what I've done, I've tried these little old road runner things that I got from Temu, and I don't know that I'm happy with them. They seem to work, but that spinner is a willow blade, and you got to reel it too fast to make everything work. So I put that paddle tail jig on there. That really hadn't been beneficial for me. So what I've done is I went to something that I have caught a bunch of fish on, and that's just a Berkeley power bait paddle tail. So we're gonna try it down this rock wall, casting, throwing out there, letting it sink, and I don't know, y'all. I'm just, you know, the fish may not be biting today. I don't know. But we've had a rough go of it. My electronics on the back on that Humminbird ain't working because that battery back there for the trolling motor, for the main motor's dead. Fortunately, that motor has a pull crank, so that's how I've been cranking it up, moving around. So I can't sit here and tell you anything has just went right. We've made a go of it, but I think what we've done is wasted a day. But we couldn't do nothing else but work today anyway. And boy, I throwed that way up there. I could have thrown that over the moon. So what I'm planning on doing when I get up close to this thing, I'm going to take my jig pole and I'm going to hit it hand pole jigging it. But now, I ain't going to get too got off close to it. They got grates around that thing where you can't get sucked into it. Is picking up, it's gonna carry me right by it so fast I ain't gonna get a chance to fish it. I better lay this down if I am, and get ready. I'm gonna leave y'all rolling in case something was to go funny. Damn, 14 foot of water. And this pole is 10 foot, I'm 10. About 4 foot above them. I don't know how much suction that thing's got to suck my bait up in it or not. I know y'all want to look at it. Boats don't turn crooked. But I want to get over there and bump that concrete with that bait is what I want to do. There's a log sticking out right here. So I didn't want to get too got off of boat. My motor on it. I may do it anyway. It's saying 18 foot right there. Well, nothing happened. Let's go back on our rat killing. I'll be in the shade in just a second. I found a top right here, and y'all, I am in 14 foot of water where this top's at. It's gotta be money. I mean, if I know anything about crappie, they ought to be some holding around this, because it's like 13 foot right here. Now, it's going to get up to about 10 or 12 before we get to this top, and I don't know if y'all can see the limbs out in the water or not. But I'm trying to ease up to it. Let me turn. I have my trolling motor on 5. I like to keep it down on about 3. I may need to get my casting rod out and throw out there to them, but we still at 12 foot right here. They ought to be crappie around this top. I don't know, I just happened to see it laying out here, some of the limbs sticking up. And I got an old yellow jig head. Yep, I hung to it. I knew. I had to get off of it because I was getting all my back motor was fixing to hit it. Y'all, it is time to admit defeat and roll this all up and go to the house. I have fought it. I give it my best. I tried hard. And you want me to tell you what I feel like? I feel like a lost. I feel like a lost. But I know where all not to fish now. And I had plenty of tackle. All kind of jigs. So, and I like the look of that jig. That bait right there should have worked. That thing there should have caught fish, but it didn't. It didn't. Better get all this mess. Make sure all of them are latched good. trolling motor right there. Ah, let's leave. Well, I just wanted to update you guys. I spent a little while, I'm not going to sit here and say how long exactly, I spent talking to the guy over the lake. I met Mr. Kenny Mason. He is over that lake right there, and he gave me a lot of good pointers, places to fish, tips on catfish. They have currently opened that lake up for the first time ever that I know of for jug fishing, only at night. You can't do it during the daytime because of skiers and stuff. They don't want nobody to get skiing into a jug line, but you can throw jugs out at night. That is awesome. I want to come do that. But now I talked to several other fishermen while we were standing there having our conversation that brought their boats out. And nobody caught any fish today, hardly. They caught a few bass. Well, we caught 2 bass. So that lake is very tough to fish. But he did tell me some place fish, and they did tell me that they stay deep. They spawn deep. He said they're very rarely ever shallow out there. So I don't feel so bad, but we will be back. We do know some tips, places to fish, which I was on the money today as far as trying places and what I was looking for. I was not able to find the structure and like just sit on it and play with them like I probably should have done. But they did tell me some experienced fishermen said they'll sit there on a brush top with live scope and drop one color jig down. If they don't bite it, they'll drop a different color jig down till they find out what they like. And he said he's had fishermen tell him that they would change within an hour to where start biting something else. So anyway, that was Kemper Lake. I enjoy that lake. I like it. So I don't know exactly what we're going to try next. We're going to take to a different lake here pretty soon, probably next week. I have got to make sure I get batteries charged up. Apparently, we're probably going to have to buy another battery for this boat because I had charged that battery and it was not up to par. I cranked the boat up yesterday at the house. It cranked up and run. I backed in the water and nothing. So, you know, it's just unfortunate. But anyway, thank y'all for watching Spirit of the Outdoors. Our mission this year to figure out lake fishing. So maybe we will, maybe we won't. We'll see you next time. Remember, the best way to do things is the way you like to do it. We'll see y'all.